Hi everybody, welcome to West Cooking Revere. We are coming from Valsos Restaurant and Bar at 139 Chile Avenue, Revere. My name is Alex Herrera and here's my partner.
Hey people, good afternoon. My name is Alvaro Garcia. I'm Alice's partner, like he says. So we're from Valsos, 139 Chile Avenue, Revere. And today we're going to cook for you nice bolognese.
So we're going to be cooking a nice rigatoni alla bolognese. In our restaurant, we serve our bolognese, our pasta bolognese with rigatoni. I know the history behind this pasta is they used to be served with tagliatelle or spaghetti or a long pasta. It can be any pasta.
Any pasta,
any pasta you like, okay?
Yeah.
So before we start, we want to wash our hands. So give me a couple seconds, wash our hands and be back.
Back with you guys.
So we're going to describe the main ingredients that we're going to be using for this dish today, okay?
So on my side, I'm gonna cut the fresh white onions, fresh carrots, and fresh celery, and also I have fresh basil and fresh thyme. And Alice's side, Alice, what you have?
We have the pancetta, okay? So it's two different types of pancetta. The pancetta rollata, which is the rolled pancetta, they take the pork belly and they cure it with salt and spices like black pepper and other spices. And that's the other flat pancetta, which is just the regular the pork belly. They don't roll it like this.
They don't cure it.
They use the same thing, salt, pepper, and sometimes they use smoke to cure. Okay, so today we use the pancetta rollata. Okay, we pre-slice it already. You can slice it with a knife. We have a slice machine at the restaurant, but you can use a knife. And then we're gonna cut into a small dices. Okay. With the vegetables, we do the same thing. We mince the vegetables, and my partner I will be working on those.
So what we do with the vegetables is, like you said, nice and fresh, nice and peeled, fresh ingredients always. So, but when Alice cut the pancetta, I'm gonna cut the vegetables, which is the onions, the carrots, and the celery. So you wanna start that with Alice?
We go with the pancetta, okay? Right, absolutely. So when we cook the pancetta, one thing is the pancetta has 60% of meat and 40% fat. So we're gonna be rendering the fat, and it's very important to toss the oil away so we don't put all that grease into our pasta. Okay.
And also one thing with the veggies is what we do is you're gonna do like a nice and dice, like quarter dice, so that way you don't have like big chunks on the dish. And so that's the key to have nice quality and consistent.
So we're gonna go to with our pancetta. We're gonna put that on the pan. We're gonna go with the heat a little bit higher. Okay. Couple things so that we use when you work in the kitchen. Okay. You're gonna make sure you have all your mise en place in one spot. You're gonna have everything ready before you start making or cooking the dish, because you don't want to go to your fridge and find out that you don't have, for example, tomato sauce or marinara sauce, or you don't have your cheese, or you don't have your cream. In our restaurant, we put a little bit of cream in our bolognese. I know maybe a lot of Italians, they will say no, the pancetta doesn't have cream. In our restaurant, we put a little bit of cream on the pasta for as a final touch, so that gives extra richness to the pasta.
So excellent. So like Alice said, so same thing with the vegetables. Like if whatever vegetables you're gonna throw in bolognese, so a real bolognese, like you said, everyone can do different. But in our case, we choose, like you said, fresh diced white onions, celery, and carrots, and then we have the fresh basil and fresh thyme as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this as Alice cooking the pancetta.
So we have our pancetta cooking right here, and we have the hot water going on. So we're gonna add a little bit of kosher salt to our water. One thing that you just gotta be careful with this pasta is the pancetta is already salt. It's a lot of salt on the pancetta. There's already salt on the Parmigiano Reggiano that we're gonna be using. So you gotta just be careful with the amount of salt you put on this pasta, so it's not too salty when we put into the dish, okay?
And also, but by the end of the dish, you're just gonna throw some like your Parmesan cheese, grated Parmesan cheese on the dish, so that way can give more flavor into the dish.
Okay, so here is the pancetta cooking. As you can see, it's rendering a lot of fat, a lot of oil. So, but don't worry, we're gonna separate the oil from the product, okay? So that we don't want that oil to be into our dish, okay?
I'm almost done with the vegetables over here. So I got the vegetables ready to go. So I'm going to do some fresh time so that we can turn in there.
Excellent.
So you want to start to do the vegetables in there, Alex, or no?
I'm gonna add the pasta to the water. I'm gonna wait a little bit for the pasta to the water to boil, and then we're gonna get the pasta in there, okay? One thing, when you cook the pasta, many Italians already know this. You gotta cook it al dente. It's how we cook it in our restaurant, okay? Al dente is al dente to the tooth. Many people might like the pasta to be cooked a little bit more over, a little less al dente. That's the choice that you want to have, okay? Okay. Pancetta is a little bit smoky. Okay.
So the perfect time to be the pasta cooker, I would say about 7 minutes, 7 to 8 minutes?
7 to 8 minutes,
So
correct.
that's the perfect time. So just gonna go ahead and throw the pasta in there, Alex.
What is boiling now?
Yeah, so it's
Absolutely, yeah, we can
so
throw that
just
in
gonna
there,
throw
yeah.
the pasta in there.
So I just toss a little bit of that oil outside from out of the pan, so we can continue with the crispiness of the pancetta. You want the pancetta to be a little bit crispy, okay? Before you put into the pasta, okay? So we got the pancetta going on right now.
And the pasta is all
We got the
boiling.
pasta cooking.
I got the
Al
vegetables
has
ready to-
the vegetables already means. At this time, we are not going to cook the vegetables. We just cut the vegetables to show you that that's one of the ingredients that we put into the meat. This is the meat already
with
being
the
cooked,
with the vegetables on
okay,
it.
with the vegetables on it. So in here we have ground veal, ground pork, and ground beef. So the first thing you do when you start doing this meat, this ragu, it's called ragu or la bolognese, is sweating the vegetables in a pan a little bit. You don't want the vegetables to get brown.
Like al dente, like
correct.
crispiness type of thing, like Alex said.
Once they are sweat, you add your meat. And we're gonna cook the meat for at least 3.5 hours, okay? Before you get the 3.5 hours, like half an hour before the 3.5 hours, you're gonna be adding tomato paste. You're gonna be putting your herbs, which is in this case the thyme, and basil. The basil separate. The basil is gonna be for the last minute when we cook when we have the pasta with the sauce and the meat in the pan, and last thing the basil and then the cheese, okay?
So the pancetta is ready, Alex.
So pancetta is ready. And one trick that we do, the Italians do a little bit to take all the saltiness from the pancetta, is that they throw a little bit of water on the pan. A little bit of water. So that will take a little bit of the saltiness from the pancetta. And what they do is either you toss away the water, you separate the water, or you let the water to evaporate, which I'm gonna do that in this case. Let the water evaporate and have my my pancetta ready. Hey folks, sorry about that. There was a little bit smoke from the pancetta in the room. So I guess.
So Alex and I, we talking. So just be careful when you cook the pancetta at home because there can be a little smoke out of there. So make sure you put the sauce on. So that way you have to deal with this, okay?
Or open the windows.
Open the window,
whatever
whatever the case may be. So that way you have to deal with the fire alarm department. So let's do this, Alex.
Okay, so we're gonna continue. So as you can see, the pasta is already done. So we're gonna drain the water out of the pasta. Okay.
Then it's gonna go ahead and
Okay.
let me hold that to it.
So you got this. Just don't burn yourself. Be careful. So here we have our pancetta that is already cooked. So
and we're gonna add the rest of the ingredients, right, Alex?
we're gonna turn this stuff a little,
On.
turn it on,
Grab some
and
spoon.
then
Let me get this out of there.
we're gonna put a little bit of the tomato sauce. Okay. We're gonna add our meat, which is ground beef, ground veal, ground pork.
And remember,
Okay.
the meat has all the ingredients already, which is the vegetables. They have the fresh thyme, fresh onions, fresh celery, and fresh carrots on it.
There we go.
Okay.
And one thing, if you see that it's too thick, you can add a little bit of the water from the pasta, okay? Into
But
the
in this
ragu.
case, I don't think we have to just use the cream on it, right, Alex?
We're gonna add a little bit of cream. Just a touch of
Just a
cream.
little touch, yes.
Okay. All right. So here we have the tomato, the pancetta, the cream, the ragu, okay? And then we're gonna put a little bit of fresh
Fresh black pepper.
black pepper, okay?
Perfect.
I At this moment, we are not going to put any salt yet because we're going to taste it once we have the pasta there and see if it's enough salt with the pancetta and the cheese that we're going to add. And then if you need to add salt, you add salt.
I think we can add a little bit more cream to it. What do you think?
A little bit more cream, right? Yeah, that's right.
So like Alex said, so just be careful with the salt on it. So make sure you test the sauce before you add more salt into it, because the pancetta is already salty, like what we said at the beginning.
Okay.
Now we're just gonna go ahead and add the pasta to it.
What do you think? Do you think it's a little too thick? You got a little bit of water from,
a little bit of water from the
pasta?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah. Like about an ounce or two, right? Like 2 ounces of water.
Like this, okay? A little bit of water. Well, you gotta save some of that water for your pasta, okay?
Looks beautiful. Looks gorgeous, Alex. Good job.
Can you add a little bit of the basil, chef, on it?
Absolutely, yeah. So we have fresh chopped basil.
Okay.
Which add into the dish.
And you add it at the very end of the dish. You don't want to cook the basil too much. That's for aromas, okay? So
we get some color into it.
Oh, it smells so good.
Let's try that.
Let's grab a spoon and taste and see how good it is.
Let's see how it is.
Salt. What do you think? A little bit of salt, or it's fine like that?
I think it tastes perfect, Alex. Yeah, good job.
Right.
All right. Let's finish that with the pasta on it. So you can load the flame. You can load the flame now.
Now you just tune it off. The pasta's hot already, so.
The pasta already cooked. Like remember, the pasta been cooked for 8 minutes, 7 to 8 minutes.
Like I say, al dente. We do it al dente, but if you want to cook more, you can have it.
Should be enough.
Yeah, it should be enough.
Beautiful.
Okay, there we go. So
one more.
Our pasta's ready. The ragu, okay. Look how great it is.
And you can use like a nice whatever dish you prefer to serve it, which is we prefer this nice white bowl for serve it over here.
Okay. Can I have the
it's the spoon? I mean, sorry, right here.
the spoon? I use the tongue right here.
Oh, use the tongue?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So you can make less mess. Okay. So we're gonna serve our pasta right here. Okay.
Gorgeous, beautiful.
Put a little bit of that meat on top. Okay, make it pretty if you want. You cook it for
a special event, like for
special occasion,
special guests,
you
like
know?
your family or whatever.
Okay.
And then we throw some cheese on it, right, Alex?
We clean the plate a little bit so it looks great, and then
you can serve like nice fresh Parmesan cheese on it.
Parmigiano Reggiano. So the Parmigiano Reggiano is a Italian cheese that is aged. Some cheese like this cheese that we have right here is aged from 12 months to 35 months, okay? And it's basically cow's milk, salt, and rennet.
Then you have a little bit toast with the fresh chopped basil on it.
Chopped basil. And this is the rigatoni alla bolognese that we serve at Valsos restaurant in Revere, okay? So you can do this at home. It's very easy. Like I said, you gotta cook the meat for at least 3 to 3.5 hours, okay? And a great dish for you and your family, all right? For these holidays, okay? Happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you, folks. Enjoy the rest of the holidays with the family. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye now.